Earlier, we had David Bollock on our program with an overview of planting and where the markets just might take us this year. Joining us again for this week's Bottom Line is Neil Melancon. And Neil, you're still out there. How's the corn crop looking?
Well, Mike, the corn crop is looking pretty good out here west of Irwinville, and we're looking at a lot of pollination going on, as you can see from all the dust on the leaves and some of the tasseling here. The corn crop has really benefited, as David said earlier, from that rain that we saw here that hit pretty much all of Louisiana, South Louisiana in particular. I got a shuck here, and it's looking pretty good for this stage of development. A lot of moisture, so that's really picking up there. Of course, it still has a long way to go, and that's sort of the theme here for the entire crop, both in Louisiana and nationwide. Looking at the corn development crop here, 93% planted as of this week. That's compared to the 5-year average of around 87%. Soybeans, of course, trailing behind corn, about 53% planted nationwide. That's well ahead of both last week, last year, and the 5-year average. Now, the bottom line here is that the corn crop does have a ways to go, as I said. The weather is going to be the big factor. We saw ideal conditions for both planting and for growing here thus far, but we're in a La Nina system here in the Pacific, and that's going to mean less rain overall if it follows the historical trend. The corn crop needs some rain in order to hit that peak development, and if we get those showers, those popcorn showers or more fronts, then we'll see a really nice corn crop developing. Nationwide, it's a little bit different, of course. They depend more on fronts coming through, and will they see those sorts of things? We have a long way to go before this crop is developed. Now, we talked to David earlier about China and the excitement of them getting into the markets. With a stronger dollar, it's going to be a competition between that and how much grain is needed in other parts of the world. So, Mike, overall, a good start to the corn crop and the crops, the grain crops overall for 2010. We have to see how it develops over this summer. Back to you.
Thanks, Neil. And remember, you can listen to Neil's reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau Radio Network by clicking over to our website, twilatv.org. There you'll find a list of stations where you can listen in. Just look for the link called LFB Radio on the right side of the home page.